In Love with a Black Meanian by Owls1221. Chapter 1. Where is she? You're joking, right? Makkon asked, picking up the raccoon from his feet. You know I never say jokes about this. This is serious, Lewis told him, watching the window, hands behind his back. They were both in the living room in the castle, teal-coloured theme with bookshelves at both sides of the fireplace, and there were crimson sofas. While Lewis was watching the moor from the window, Makkon sat there on the sofa, stroking his raccoon's back. What's so serious about that? Makkon asked. Meanians used to be an extinct race. Many men have died, either in winter or got seriously ill. They even died from starvation, mostly children. There weren't enough animals to hunt nor grow fruits because rain rarely comes to their land, Lewis explained as he turned and walked towards the sofa. He sat on it. So? Makkon said. The reason why the Meanians were fine is because of the humans. They were the ones who helped them find food and give them necessary supplies. Now, without us, then they'll go extinct all over again, Lewis explained seriously, not looking at his brother, but at the floor. Not only that, the silver men have disappeared. Salvador is the last silver man to rule the kingdom. If he couldn't have a silver son, then he must seek help from the queen, Lewis added. But Lewis, he was about to propose to her, but when he saw her husband he left broken-hearted, Makkon reminded him. I think she was right. How can different rulers from different race marry each other? I mean, how can a Meanian marry a human if they don't know what a female's a marriage? Is that even possible? Makkon asked him as the raccoon climbed on Makkon's shoulder. I already feel that it's possible to do that. Maybe they'll bring a new race if they did, Lewis said, his elbows resting on his knees. So, what are we going to do? Makkon asked, rubbing the raccoon's forehead that was laying on Makkon's shoulder. I actually don't know what we're going to do about it. All we can do is hope that everything will be all right, Lewis told him, lifting his eyes to look at Makkon finally. The doors open. Lewis and Makkon turned their heads to see the incomer. It was Victor, hands on the doors that he opened. Lewis, they're doing it again, Victor told him neutrally. Who's doing what again? Lewis asked, little baffled. Victor took a deep breath and sighed. It's the owl and the snowman. This time they're racing through the dark forest. I told them to stop, but they never listened to me, Victor complained, his neutrality fading into boredom as he went to the sofa and collapsed beside Lewis, exhausted. Come on, they're not children, Lewis groaned. He stood up quickly and ran out of the room. Makkon's eyes followed him as he went outside of the open doors. Jerry, that's a very bad idea, and dumb, Nardo called out, running after them in the dark forest. It was called that because the trees were tall and hugely thick, and they have dark green leaves. The leaves were so big and wide that the more trees were standing there, the more they concealed almost half of the land from sunlight. Whoever enters it, it will make them see it like it's night time, and it's hard to see in the dark. Nardo was casting his lighting spell on the tip of his wand as he ran, to see in the dark. Jerry! Jerry! Ah, why won't they listen? Nardo told himself. Nardo kept running forward, pushing the branches aside and ducking, but his foot met one of the tree's outside roots. His wand went flying from his grasp as the light faded away from it. Ow! He cried when his face met the ground, now surrounded by darkness. When he lifted his head from the cold dirt ground, he tasted the metallic substance that was pouring from his face. It was his nose bleeding, he realised. He sat up, not knowing if his eyes were open or closed because of the darkness. Jerry? Nardo's voice was filled with immediate fear. Silence was the reply. Nardo crawled on his knees and palms forward, searching for his wand that fell from his hand, his body shaking from the cold atmosphere. There was no sunlight to warm the place. Jerry, please give me a reply. I'm now scared. Please, anyone help me! Nardo cried out and started to sob. Nardo? I'm over here, Jerry finally replied. It sounded close. Nardo's head flew up, looking around with eyes open wide. Jerry, where are you? Nardo called with fear that didn't leave his voice. I'm up here, but then you tripped over a root, Jerry explained boredly in the darkness. Where? Nardo cried again, looking around. I'm right above you, Jerry cried back. I can't see you, Nardo sobbed. As Nardo was sobbing in the darkness, Jerry sparked a light in his palm. Big snowflakes illuminated brightly in the dark from his palm. Nardo's eyes widened when he saw Jerry above him, hugged by a lot of branches. What happened to you? Nardo asked him as he stood up. I was flying, and then crashed a bunch of branches and got stuck. Jerry struggled madly. Then why didn't you warn me before I fell? Nardo cried as he grabbed Jerry's ankle. Guess I was an idiot, Jerry said boredly. Nardo started to pull his ankle down as the branches around Jerry started to obey. Hey, what are you doing? Don't do it like that, Jerry cried. I'm bringing you down, Nardo cried back as he pulled harder. The branches then snapped. Jerry let out a quick scream as he fell on Nardo. Ugh! They both cried when they fell. The light that was on Jerry's palm faded, now leaving them in darkness again. Jerry, bring back the light, quick, Nardo cried, scared. Calm down, Jerry told him. He opened his hand and big snowflakes appeared again, illuminating bright. Jerry looked at Nardo, his eyes widened a little. Your nose is bleeding, Jerry told him. I know, I tasted when it poured down, Nardo explained. And? Where's she? Nardo cried worriedly. Jerry's eyes widened more. Oh no, I think I lost her, Jerry laughed nervously. Jerry, Nardo moaned. We're going to get murdered by Lewis if we don't find her quick, Nardo cried, standing up, and so did Jerry. Then what are we waiting for? Let's find her before Lewis knows about this, Jerry cried, and started to walk quickly, Nardo following him.